Yeah. Tapping in. Tapping now. MOBFI. We don't play solo. We raid. We build. We flip the game. Tapping MOBFI, whole squad lit. We pose, we boost, we run that script. Power stacking, respect paid in full. I don't chase likes, I'm in my pool. Tap to earn, every tweak outweigh. MOBFI rules, create your fate. Tap in, level up, let's raid. MOBFI fam, we never fade. Yeah. Degens in the trenches, running ops all night. Power on the board, I don't need no hype. Jobs got rewards, I complete that list. One quote tweet, I could move that tick. No fluff, I ain't bout by clicks, I want bolts in the vault. Stakes that stick, pay respect. My father got my back, now I'm high tier. Never looking back in the trenches, but don't call it a phase. We the storm that makes waves. Every tap a ripple of change. MOBFI's name in the hall of gains. Tap economy.
Yo, happy Monday. D-Ray, good to see you, man. How are you?
Monster Mobbing Monday.
Monster Mobbing Monday. I know. And it's going to be a big week. We got a big week coming up here, man. It's exciting.
Do we?
Oh, yeah.
Alpha. What's the alpha, Ray?
Oh, well, you know, they got the FOMC meetings, you know, with the Federal Reserve, stuff like that. We'll see. I don't think he's too, you know, shaken by Trump visiting the Federal Reserve. He went over hanging out in the basement. But anyways, we'll see. You never know what comes out of there, but not too many predicting anything change until September. But yeah, a lot of stuff, man. And then let's take a look at the map. Let me see. Oh, there you go. Check it in. Let me get it. Get my map. West Coast, always for you guys are pretty quick on the draw, man. Let me see. Here we go. I got to get into Opus. There we go. There it is. What do you think? Oh yeah, that's a captain. There you go. Now I get to go into the show. Right on. There we go. Check it in. Give me a second, everybody. All right. It has to be a general. It's in a row.
What do we got?
There it is. Boom! That beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Awesome, everybody. And if you haven't, if you're on an X, retweet the stream. You know, help the algorithm, help us help you, help us. Yeah. And then if you haven't, smash the like button on YouTube, do that up. Oh yeah, look at that. I'll check it in everywhere. Awesome stuff, man. But yeah, you pretty pumped or no? You think it's nothing's happening?
I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah, good stuff. But let's take a look today. Little breather. You know, it's okay. It's okay, right? XRP is the biggest one, taking a little breath. A little bit of Solana news today. One of their like co-founders was fudding on memes. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that.
Called it a bunch of sludge or something like that.
I would agree. You know my sentiment. I would agree, but no, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to love on Solana a little bit. So
yeah. He was saying that and NFTs, calling it a bunch of just sludge.
Yep.
But
abstract seems like it's hit a second wind, and I think a lot of the Solana people, or they're actually saying a lot of the Solana people are moving over into abstract. So, which is cool. You know, it's been awaited for that to happen. It's a lot of capital pouring into the market over there. So I'm all for it. Pump my bags. Pump your bags. You got bags over there too, right?
Yeah, but we got bags everywhere. That's what we love about crypto. Yeah, loving it. Good stuff. But another one too, we were talking about it the other day, was this, and it was pumping quite a bit. Buying. Don't have any, so it's not me telling you to buy it, but we were talking about it because Elon, whenever he tweets, he makes bags move, man. he's a bag moving champion, right? But let's see. Got here we go. My man Apex. Good to see you, bro. Yo, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Right on. Nida, what is happening, wise guys? Nothing. A lot of stuff, Nida. We're gonna get into it. But thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. And there's KB Queen. Happy Monday, fam. Good to see you, KB Queen. Thank you for joining us. And My Crypto Adventures. Happy Sparking Mobtastic Monday and week ahead. Yes, big week. Like I said, a lot of stuff with the Fed. A lot of stuff even too with XRP. I believe there's been noise. I know they filed for something like some kind of banking license or something like that, right? But I got that news. Like I said, I'm just kind of going off the top of my head, but we'll go through it. Jim, happy Monday. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for joining us. Right on. But yeah, just hopping in because, like I said, the big thing with Bitcoin, a lot of people are speculating, and the big title that I put, $1 million, $1 million for Bitcoin. What do you think? But this is just talking about why, I want to, kind of be, going down this rabbit hole, man. Hold on. Sorry, my bad. Comfy, my man. What's up, boys? Good to see you. DK, happy Monday. But look, did you see anything like this? Do you know a 14-year-old wallet, Snoopy, my bad? It put out 80,000 Bitcoin, bro. Mm-hmm. It dumped $9 billion of Bitcoin, and that's all that happened right there. You see that little green line? That's the time frame. About a week, Bitcoin just gobbled it up, bro. And I'm not. I like I said, I don't know if everybody really gets that and understands that, but even when Germany dumped, when they were selling their little confiscated Bitcoin, it had a lot more. There was a lot more magnitude there. But this is crazy, and it just sucked it up, bro. Mm-hmm. So just saying about the pool, the liquidity, how deep Bitcoin, and even starting to be with Ethereum now because of the ETFs, all of these things, there's a lot of money in there, man. So, $9 billion, that's not bad that it went down and it already is recovered. Crazy, right?
It's very crazy. I wonder how many more times that has to happen, like we've talked many times before of those sleeper Bitcoin wallets that they really accounted them as Bitcoin that'll never come back on the market because it was lost, but we just hear every so often, one woke up, one woke up. So it's very bullish to see this. I think that'll take a lot of fear out of people's sentiment of what if they do wake up. I mean, what if they do? Who cares? We just seen what happened. $9 billion got dumped on the market and they got 8 back up. So,
and it wasn't even in a week, right? And that's what I mean. That's how you got to look at this, everybody. How much strength is here? Again, retail's not here, but certainly these ETFs and Wall Street and all these, all this stuff, right? Not the biggest fan of all of it, but that's what mass adoption is. This big money's coming in, but we were here before, so that's great news for us. Storybox Maker, yeah, I saw that. Did it take a week to clear? It is pretty much. Is a pretty much a week. Got eaten up, man, and that's like I said, that's a big deal. That's a lot. That's a lot. And like you said, it was a lot of, thinking that there was some kind of Satoshi era. A lot of people think that, like you said, it's lost. Imagine if that guy wakes up.
Let's hope he don't.
let's hope he's gone forever. Who knows? But that's $1 million. He got over $1 million Bitcoin in that wallet, bro.
Yeah, that'll take a little bit more than a week to recover.
That would be shaking. That would shake the system. But, that's the guy. Imagine if he comes back, wild. But just touching on that, because this is, like I said, working towards what's going on. This is Kathy Woods. She's awesome, right? She's awesome. Big bullish on Bitcoin, just like Michael Saylor. But she predicts, again, Bitcoin could hit 1.5 million in a bull case scenario. Wonder what happens when that hits. And that's where I got, like I said, I'm jumping in the article what that means, right? But main things, it's institutional investment is a huge deal. And people are really starting to think of it as digital gold, right? It is kind of solidified its digital gold name, right? But this is what I'm talking about. This is the article, and it's from Kathy Wood's tweet right there. But again, the big driver is just like we talked about, is BlackRock, all these other ETFs, ARK Invest, so many of them. And then the other one is the change of presidents and his executive order to start doing this Bitcoin reserve. Yeah, that's huge, right? And that's like I said, that's one of the biggest drivers is now all these countries, everybody's going to have to start doing this this new digital monetary warfare thing going on. You know what I mean? So it's wild, but that's what's happening, man.
I think it's interesting. I think the next 6 months are going to be kind of cool because we've got that tug of war right now. People are saying it's alt season, get ready, it's alt season. The Bitcoin, that dominance pulls back a little bit and says, nope, not yet. We're not done buying over here, you know. So it's kind of cool because a lot of people are actually calling for it. They're ready for alt season, you know, like they're ready for that dominance to drop down and us kick into that normal behavior we've seen like every cycle, you know. Bitcoin goes parabolic, then it starts to fall off. We go into altcoin season, you know, and it's that constant cycle every few years, you know. So a lot of people are calling for it. It's just cool to watch. Dude, there's so many tools that you can watch out there now that and there's one that's actually tug of war, you know. It's like,
yeah,
nope. So it's going to be interesting to watch it over the next 6 months. I'm ready. I'm one of those people. I'm ready for alt season, as you know. So
it is. Well, it is, but I mean, who knows? It could be still. I know what you're saying. I know it rotates over, but you know, it could still be like mainly all the big Wall Street guys still crushing it, and everybody trying to gobble up the Bitcoin, while some retail finally starts coming in, and they're the ones kind of want to get in around because that's what they're going to look at. They're going to look at Bitcoin and be like, oh, I can't, right? I can't afford Bitcoin. And that's, I mean, even though you get pieces, they don't understand. A lot of people don't understand that. But yeah, they look at the altcoin season. I think that's going to be a big one, you know, for retail. Steve, happy Monday, Monster Wise Man. Good to see you, Steve. Thanks for joining us. But yes, that's kind of the main thing. Very solid foundation now. That's how you can absorb that $9 billion sale is all of that stuff right there, right? Ready for ETFs for all, oh yeah. Altcoins, we're going to get into that too, Steve. Like I said too, ETH, that one's been outperforming 7-8 days now of Bitcoin's ETF. So they're rotating and they're starting to get into ETH ETFs, and then we'll also start seeing some other ETFs. I have one on SUI. There's a treasury company starting with SUI now. It's crazy, bro. It's going to get bonkers, bro. It's going to get bonkers. But yes, love the chart. It's up and to the right. That's what we're talking about. Yes. But why? Why Bitcoin, you know, $1 million? People laugh at this kind of stuff. They laughed way back in 2017. You get into 100 grand, blew through it, right? Blew through it. Probably, maybe, you never know. It could go back under there a little bit. But, you know, I think we're going to be a solid little foundation there at 100K. But the main thing, like everybody knows, 21 million Bitcoins. That is it. There is no more, right? It is one of the very rare monetary systems in the world that has, you know, a set, and nobody has access to it. No sovereign country, no governments. This is a fully decentralized monetary system, and it's crazy. Institutional investment, the influx, we talked about it already, is coming in crazy for Bitcoin. Crypto adoption, bro, we're only still, look, 6.8%, man. Bonkers. Again, early. Let me put some background stuff on too. Jason, huh?
Did you hear the lawnmower in the background?
No.
Okay, good. My wife. I'm in here playing crypto. My wife's out mowing grass. So.
There you go. It's all good. That's how it is. Crypto. It's a new world. There you go. Jason, my man, good to see you, brother. Happy Monster Monday.
I'm actually in a token that copied Bitcoin's tokenomics. They compiled everything, right? It's over on the abstract chain. You got miners, the digital miners. They're not miners you plug up in the house. You have to buy them with your Bitcoin and all this stuff. But what they're saying is really cool about it is instead of it having every 4 years, it halves every 52 days. So it's on a speed cycle, right? Yeah. They're saying in 2.5 years, we could actually use that model to look into the future of Bitcoin and actually see what's going to happen with it, you know, because in 2.5 years, they're all going to be mined out on this token where we're like, what, 2035 or we're way down the line with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You're actually going to be able to actually see what's going to happen with Bitcoin, which is, I thought was pretty cool. It's actually really
No, absolutely, it is. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm. Any of this stuff, you kind of fork off of this. Let me put some background stuff on. But yeah, that is cool to hear and see other people kind of doing it and then shortening the time frame. That's crazy, bro. But another thing, like I said, crypto adoption. This is again, 560 million people are only in crypto right now. The potential and the growth is crazy, right? We're talking about a 34% annual growth, compounding effect with all this going on, because everybody's going to wake up, man, and everybody's starting to see you're using stables. There's no more borders, right? You can send money anywhere. This is going to make this whole thing go. And then, of course, the FOMO. The FOMO is going to get bonkers, especially, again, Bitcoin start getting up over 200K, things like that. The FOMO gets real. And then you start getting other people just piling in here. But who believes this? We talked about it already. Cathie Woods, Michael Saylor, Robert Kiyosaki, and many others have been talking about $1 million Bitcoin. She's got, like, her time frame, I believe, is like around 2030. So, that's most people where you hear anything like that. And it's okay. It's only 5 years from now, everybody. So you're talking about a 10x, okay, for something that's already $2 trillion market cap. So, but who knows? It could move faster, right? But that's neither here nor there. We'll see. But this is that chart I was talking about. This is what we're talking about. These, there's most of it is these ETFs. And then you got this other thing, with this CAGR, which is a compound annual growth rate. So this is what it's going to look like. I mean, it's only, again, we make jokes that it's only going up and to the right, but it is. And that's all that Bitcoin has been doing. Yes, very volatile, but people are definitely acting like it's digital gold and institutional investment. And that's why I'm popping over here. This is Larry Fink, right? This is what I mean by there's only 21 million. There's Snoopy. If every millionaire in the US asked their financial advisor to get one Bitcoin, they could not do it. Yeah. And as this thing keeps going up and up and up and up, yeah, you're going to start seeing these wealthy people trying to get their piece, and they will not have any peace. And it's crazy. That's literally how this works. The supply on central exchanges is the lowest it's ever been. It's never been any lower. And it's only going to get crazier, right? Here's another one. Fed Chair Jerome Powell, he's saying it's like digital gold. Even he is saying it's digital gold. Yeah? And that's what he's saying, is that he doesn't want to think that it's anybody's competing like the dollar with Bitcoin. And he's not. He said it's more like gold, not like the dollar. So, but sorry, Jerome Powell, there are going to be some other things that are going to be like the dollar. And that's what they're doing. Well, they're going to hope for that anyways with these stable coins, right? Again, I think that's one of the things that's going to be able to help the dollar to stay the reserve currency of the world. And then what is it going to take? Much, much, much more institutional investment, right? It does take that. Even though we're not the biggest, it's all right, fans. And, don't want the same old people just doing what we did over here in this old system. They're definitely needed, right? Because this is where the big money is. It's going to come flooding in here. And then global adoption. You're going to see that, obviously, big deal. Again, I think it's more with the U.S. starting reserve, strategic reserve. Other countries are going to have to follow. And it all started with El Salvador and our good friend, President Bukele. Yes, he started it off. Love it. What altcoins did wise men like for entertainment purposes? We've been talking about it, Steve. I'll get into a few of them. But yes, there's some nice ones, right? Even in the last week, I gave a couple, some ones that are way out there too. 5 million market cap. But take a look. What happens if Bitcoin hits 1 million, right? The early adopters, we win. We win, Snoopy, right? Big time. Anybody that's in this area right here, even from 100 and up, if you're in already, that's going to be a great thing, right? Again, that's 10x. You're from here, wherever you're at. It's a wonderful thing. But the biggest losers, anybody that's starting to come in after this. This is, like I said, this is the big one, right? If we're talking about this last half of 2025, being where we think it's going to be, right? This is kind of the last call, everybody, right? And then you're kind of late, right? But you are still able to get in here before this big move, yeah? And then just potential risk. One of the biggest things, and you hear it all the time, is quantum computers. It really is a huge risk, everybody. That's no joke. That's real as it gets, because these type of computers could mess with how this cryptographic security is not really secure. So we'll see. I know that obviously there are people absolutely working on it, right? Bitcoin's reliance on elliptic curve cryptography makes it particularly vulnerable to these quantum attacks. So, but again, there are people working on this post-quantum cryptography algorithms, right? They are absolutely working, because that is the biggest threat. Nobody's trying to not say that that's not real. It is real as it gets. But crazy times. But there's a lot of things. And when that gets there, man, AI, all this stuff, we're living in a whole new world. And welcome. And this is just a visualization, Snoopy. Look, you know, people say time is money, yeah. So look at your time, what you had to spend in 2015 to get you a Bitcoin. In 2015, you need to work 13 hours to get you a little bit of Bitcoin, yeah. And then in 2020, you're at like 380 hours, where Bitcoin was almost $10,000. Average wage, $25 an hour, yeah. And then now look at 2025, 3,800 hours, almost. I think that's pretty much over half a year, right? That's a lot of hours, half a year to get you one Bitcoin. And then what do you think it's going to look like in 2030? It could be a lifetime. You would have to work a lifetime to get you one Bitcoin.
A lifetime worth of work.
It's true, right? Crazy, everybody. I mean, this is how you got to look at this stuff. Yeah. So going to be a different world, man. And then another thing I wanted to get into, because it's awesome, right? The rise of tokenization, stablecoins, big banks, all of this big, this road ahead, it's transformative. Yeah. This stablecoin bill that passed, it has opened the floodgates, I believe. You know what I mean? This is going to be a wild time, because tokenization has been a long held dream for all of us. I remember spaces we used to do. We would have all these great little ideas of what we're thinking this is going to look like, houses and all these things being sold in crypto. And look, we're finally here, right? Understanding the Monday blues. All right, right on. Honolulu, good to see you. But it has been a buzzword, but now we are here, right? Stocks, bonds, real estate, it's all starting to be now placed on the blockchain, right? And tokenization is going to just open up a whole new different arena. Even I remember we used to talk about like skyscrapers, bro. Ain't none of us could afford no skyscraper. But if you tokenize it and fractionalize it, right? These are things that are going to maybe be possible in the near future. Yeah. U.S. regulations, big time, and unlocked everything, right? Banks are now in. You're going to see we even got into PayPal's now starting to do all kinds of crazy things with 100 different cryptocurrencies, where you can take it as a business, right? But it is unlocking everything. For now, it's now legitimized, right? We will no longer be kicked out of our banks, Snoopy. It is no longer going to happen, right?
Because we're going to be our own banks.
We're going to be our own bank. That's right. What is tokenization? It involves converting traditional financial assets into blockchain-based tokens. That is it, right? So think about it, open it up 24/7, never closed, money flowing, money moving, and nothing's ever going to be kind of locked. All these assets are going to be free flowing. Yeah. And there you go. Stable coins as real world examples. Here you go. This is why it's a big deal with stable coins, tokenized versions. It's already happening, right? Because these stable coins, are supposedly pegged 1-to-1, right? That is you know, a real world asset. Yeah, is the dollar, and that's what stablecoins are. They're tokenizing those. Again, watch as they start doing homes and boats and yachts and whatever, right? But that is the first one that's going on. Are stablecoins. Is tokenization really taking off? It is. They're predicting 2 trillion by 2028. That's only a few years away, man. $2 trillion. $2 trillion is what Bitcoin is right now. Yeah. And then that just means, again, money is being used all over the world. Stable coins. This is what a lot of third world countries need, is stability in their currency. So again, big deal. Challenges slowing adoption, right? It is. There's some hurdles. Many banks are developing private blockchains, like JP Morgan. He was doing that stuff today, talking about all this. Yeah, that's going to be kind of challenging. I mean, I don't know how that's going to look. Do you think that there's going to be all these different tokens, right, from each bank? Could be. I don't know. But that means that, you know, you'd have to have their stable coin just to operate on their blockchain, right? What's the big deal? Why would I need JP Morgan's blockchain? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You know, I don't know if they've fully thought through these things. I just think they see some of these awesome fees and just getting to be able to move around all this money. We'll see. I'm sure there are smart people over there and they've thought of it. But the benefits of tokenization improves liquidity, hard to trade assets like real estate, right? You don't have to be locked in. If you needed 10% of your home's value, you can pull it out. You can pull it out. I think FOMO Head's got something cool for us tomorrow that he's done, right? And it's kind of down this lane. That's what's amazing now, is now your stuff, it's not like you have to sell everything, right? You can use these things because they are real assets now. And, you know, there you go. Happy Monday, wise guys. To you as well, Martinez M2. Good to see you. And then there you go. Big players getting involved, yes. You see things like, you know, major institutions like Bank of America, Citi, BlackRock, huge places. But they're soon, I'm going to get into another story. They're talking about different allocations now, Snoopy. It's not 1 or 2% anymore. These people are talking about big chunks of money coming in here now. And then regulatory support is building. Clarity Act still has to be passed, but they have the Genius Act for stable coins that's passed. Again, we're going to get some real clarity through all of this whole end of the year. Yeah. And then it's on, right? It's on. Risks and cautions, there are. Critics warn of potential systemic vulnerabilities. Of course, we see it in all kinds of different things, right? There's going to be this big battle. Centralization or decentralized, you know, you holding your own assets, or you're going to let a bank still do it, or Coinbase, right? That's up to you. And that'll be an ongoing thing. But this is awesome, man. You know, tokenization is real and it's going to happen. And this is what I was just telling you. Billionaire Ray Dalio urges investors to allocate 15% of portfolios to gold and Bitcoin. And if you don't know Ray Dalio, he's a big sovereign wealth fund. He does a lot of you know, financial advice for those. So he's big into this stuff. And now, you know, you're starting to hear people like this that have big voices in this space talking about 15%, bro. And that's bonkers. Okay. That's even a lot, you know. I mean, just, you know, they tell you to kind of diversify. That's a big piece of the pie right there.
That's a big piece of the pie. Mine's like 100%.
Hey, me too, bro. 100%. That's it. But that's what you got to be when you're a pioneer, Snoopy. You got to be all in. Yeah, that's what we believe. But anyways, this is some other big news. Pump.fun, their revenue is plummeting, right? As meme coin traders tap other launch pads. You know the other launch pad that's doing pretty well?
Which one? On Solana?
Yep.
Bonk.
Let's bonk. Let's bonk is crushing it, man. And good for them, right? But they're doing some stuff over there, right? That's a shame. I had some bonk, and I did not keep the bonk. But it's okay. It's lessons learned.
You probably did the same thing I did. I traded one dog for another. I went from bonk to whiff.
The whiff.
But, yeah, I actually think I remember seeing something over the weekend about Pump.fun coming out with their own chain.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like, I talked about this when this whole pump token come up. I'm like, why? I just don't see the purpose of it. I feel like it's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. And then here we are. It's like, should have just kept rolling. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It's the way out. So.
It is, but I mean, people, you start being. It was crushing Pump.fun, man. Hundreds and $700-800 million a month. That's crazy, right? So. Yeah, and plus, people, they get a little irritated. That's why I like OpenSea. They never did anything for a while, right? And now, now they're making adjustments.
I think competition's healthy, so I'm glad to see that the bonk is making a splash, because there's going to be more platforms just pop up everywhere. So it's cool to see.
It is. And then here you go, PayPal to let U.S. merchants accept payment in more than 100 cryptocurrencies. Yeah,
that's a lot.
That is a lot. That's you probably have some obscure, maybe even some meme coins on there, right? That are going to definitely, and it's not. I know there's meme coins on there, but that is crazy, man. PayPal would charge merchants a promotional fee of 90.99. It's not bad, under 1%, but on transaction for the first year, and then up to 1.5. Frank Keller, an executive vice president, told Fortune. These fees are less than 1.5% average rate for U.S. businesses paid to credit card companies, right? But even this, somebody's going to have to get a little bit better than that, dude. I mean, if it's 1.5 and they just move it down a couple of, tenths of a percent, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. That is not going to, I doubt that that's going to stay something like that. But it opens up everything now. Everybody. I mean, any business now can start accepting any crypto, right? So even there's utility for any of these other ones that maybe they don't have any utility, right? I don't know what Pepe Coin does, and I'm not saying I'm not Pepe Coin, but Pepe, right? Mm-hmm. Some of these they don't have any, and that's okay. They're memes.
That's a whole heated argument, Like, I believe Pingu is the play. I believe Pingu is going to flip Pepe. Without the ETF approval, I believe they're going to flip Pepe possibly by the end of the year. Without the ETF approval, if they get the ETF approval, there's no doubt it's probably going to happen within a few weeks. But everybody in the Penguin clan, they're calling the flippening. It's going to happen. The flippening of the flippers. It's coming. It's going to happen.
I love it.
I mean, you got to think Pepe has no utility behind it, right? It's just a meme. It's a great meme. It's probably the meme of all memes, you know. But when you see something like Pingu with an ETF behind it, and you've just seen them bulldoze. I mean, let's not sugarcoat. They have bulldozed the crypto space during the bear market, and they've taken their position, and it's going to be crazy. I've got my position, like Steve was talking. This is not financial advice, but for entertainment purposes only, my favorite altcoin is Pingu.
There you go. I love it. I'm with you because I like it. I have some Pingu. I like Pingu. That's good, man. Good to hear. Let me see here. Right on. But yes, I mean, PayPal, very easy to use, everyone, right? There's some not great things with PayPal, right? Even too how there's chargebacks, and I'm getting a little geeky, but that's a problem with PayPal. A lot of that stuff, just chargebacks. But that's awesome to see that man, the whole world is starting to integrate crypto. Never thought I'd see this, bro. I mean, even too, I heard something like at Florida. Florida just started accepting gold and silver as you can use it to pay, right? These are crazy. It's crazy times, everyone. Before, they would have murdered you. You go ahead and try to use another currency, you would have been dead, right? And you can say that's not, they don't play around with that. But now it is wild. So many of these just cryptocurrencies now are used as money. And I'm blown away. It's crazy. And there she is, Kathy Woods. ARK partners with Sol Strategy for staking services. The move reflects institutional appetite for yield-generating crypto exposure, according to Soul Strategy. So there you go, Kathy Woods. She's doing her thing. Named the Canada-based Soul Strategy as its exclusive staking partner for Digital Assets Revolutions Fund. So she says, we're going to, we serve a growing number of institutional and enterprise clients seeking compliant, reliable access to Solana through a delegated staking and custom validator infrastructure. So yeah, right, BitGo, an institutional custody platform that partnered with Soul Strategies in April, will also be involved. So a lot of stuff, man. Soul, that's another good one. Probably looking pretty ripe to be ripping at the end of this year as well. So it's a good time to be in, right?
It's a good time to be in.
You don't want to miss these 6 months, everybody. It's not a joke. How Apex tells you to lock in. You really need to lock in these last 6 months here. Yeah.
You need to lock in. You need to burn out. Over the next 6 months, you need to burn out. We can all sleep later. You can take vacations later. It's time to lock in. Like these next 6 months are gonna be crazy.
It really is no joke, man. I mean, and then like you have to be paying attention too, because you don't want to be caught at the, where it reverses, right? And who knows? There are a lot of people saying that this could be a different cycle. And man, I've heard this every cycle. This is a different cycle, man. But I mean, this is institutional stuff. Sovereign wealth funds, banks, all of these. It is a little different, right? But you have to have somewhat of an exit strategy. Don't forget to take your wins, right? You got to take your wins, and be ready. Have a plan. Don't get caught up in the emotions and excitement, because when it starts ripping, dude, you're gonna hear. I mean, it's gonna get wild. People are gonna tell Bitcoin's going to $1 million, right? Bitcoin just getting to 250, 300K. That's good, bro. Right? We're talking about maybe $1 million in 2030. Who knows? Right, but it could be. Who knows? It really could go bonkers, right? When you start getting sovereign countries and things like that, that's a whole different ball game as well. But and have a plan. Don't get caught up in the emotions, and stick to your plan, right? Stick to your plan. And then the biggest trade deal, and this is what I'm saying. This is huge stuff that is happening, right? And I'm not going to go through this line by line, but President Trump, I don't know what he's got going on, man. But he's putting it on countries all around the world, man. Like the U.S. has been abused for a long time, man, and we haven't been able to get our products in other countries, right? They would charge us a huge tariff, and we could never do things like that. But the U.S. just made a trade agreement with the EU, and it's a huge deal, right? Now we have a 15% tariff on any EU goods. We have it's either a 1 or 2% or 0, anything going into their countries. So we've been opened up wide open to go into their countries now. I think even with vehicles, right? When I lived in Germany, my buddy, he shipped his Camaro over there because in the military you get to ship one car for free, bro. And that looked like a Ferrari compared to all the other, because they never see stuff like that, right? That's what I mean by how crazy it is. We see BMWs and Mercedes over here, right? But you don't see our vehicles over there. And that's what we're talking about here. He just opened up the whole world to all of our product. I know, like, it's kind of shaking the game, shaking the whole table, but something has to happen. But now, we're starting to get in billions of dollars every month from these tariffs. Sectors like aircraft, semiconductors, and pharma, right, is exempted. Right, EU to purchase $750 billion of our energy, right, and then $600 billion EU investors pledged we're going to buy some of our missiles and bullets and guns, right? So that's a huge one, man. That's the EU, okay, and you're starting to see all these deals being struck in the U.S., man. It might be a good time, right? You're starting to see a lot of money flooding in here, and a July like no other. We only got a few days left. And we're in August, and I believe, like you said, Snoopy, I think August is going to be a nice start for the alt season, right? Bitcoin is going to keep running, right? But I think you're going to see both, all the stuff, right? I think you're going to see it running. So we shall see. And then, well, I don't want to get into this. I had it up, but even though it says wrench attacks, it's talking about, you've seen them people getting kidnapped. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Being self-custody your crypto, everybody, is dangerous. Yeah, and that's all this is talking about. Some people are starting to get a little nervous, just letting some centralized, like something like Coinbase, hold their currencies and their crypto because they don't want any of this, right? Somebody just smashing you in the head with a wrench and throwing you in the trunk and offering some ransom, right? It's all real. It's all real. It's all part of.
In reality, what's the difference, though? I mean, even if it's sitting on Coinbase, you know, and somebody's holding you hostage, and what's your password? Like, what's the real difference, you know?
It's true.
We actually shared some alpha. There's little tricks on hardware wallets where you can have hidden wallets and all that stuff. So research that stuff, you know, where when you're traveling with a hardware wallet, you can actually have a hidden wallet on that wallet. And if you was to get kidnapped, you can freely give up your seed phrases, let them take the little amount that's on the front end and still save your mass wealth on the back end, you know. But I have no money, so I can't even afford a ledger, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it right now.
That's it. And then wrapping it up, got to wrap it up with AI. Did you see what happened with Grok? Grok is now doing videos, everybody. Yep. And I'm not going to play any sound, but it does have sound. So this is some kind of time machine, whatever, Android. So there is sound. I'm not going to play it, but you can hear it. And this is a Grok video now, everybody. And yeah, not too bad. And you hear the bird flapping. You hear the gears in his little body moving around.
That looks like steampunk AI.
Steampunk AI, bro. Yeah. Yes, 1000%. But all you got to do, everybody, you have to download Grok, the app, right? Download the app, and you have to. I think you have to be, upgrade, right? If you're not a professional account, you do have to upgrade, and then you can be on the waiting list. You're on the waiting list because they have yet to release it yet. But yeah, I just did it today, and yeah, that is kind of crazy, man. Grok continues to roll out all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So Tesla, good. All Elon, man, he's doing his thing. Did you see Elon in his new little cafes? You see what he does for the Teslas?
I did not. Nope.
He has a Tesla cafe now. I think it's in California, and almost everything inside is automated. So I mean, obviously you can order on the way, right, with all his little touch screen. So you can have the order, and all the little Tesla robots, all that stuff, they're all serving you doing that. But anything on the outside. Right now, it's humans on roller skates, so it's like one of those little old hip hop, diners back in the day. Mm-hmm. And then also all the charging stations, because that's why everybody probably is, want to go there. He has these big drive-in movie screens, so while you're charging, you can eat, watch a movie, and maybe we'll start seeing all these little Tesla cafes all over the world. Crazy.
That's pretty cool.
It is, man. Oh, Elon. Rockets, he's got AI doing the whole thing. Let's see, my man Apex. Imagine missing the ETH pump to 10K and then having to buy back in 5 minutes. It is, don't be caught missing it. It's 1,000% Apex. That is not a place you want to be, because this is going to be a wonderful time in crypto. Now, there's always things that can happen, right? The world is unknowable. There are always macro events, but it's looking really good right now. Yeah. Look at the 18. You're the man, MG3. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, I don't know. We have been battling. I don't know. I should have said something at the beginning. I don't know where we're at. Let me bring it down. But we got a battle. We're going to go to Web3 Wise Guys. Battle it up. But let's see here. Let me bring this down. There he is. There we go. Right on, everybody. Let me get my phone and stuff. Crazy, crazy world, man. Let's see here. Let me get something smaller here. If you don't know, everybody, we're battling. We got blue chips on the mob app that you can scoop up. But just tap it and earn it. Got to do it.
Got more and more people every single day interested. What is mob? What is mob? What is mob?
Right on.
We're actually doing so many jobs out of the Alpha channel. We can't keep the bank filled. We go bankrupt every single day.
We go bankrupt every day. What is it? You gotta. It's a hard balance. Battling. Yep.
But it's cool. What happens over there is, so we have to utilize other raid bots like Raider or Cherry Bot for raids over there. So it's actually cool because people get to see it. Like when we run a mob job, within a few minutes it's completed. Where when we run a Raider job, it may take 2 or 3 hours for it to complete. And it's actually got the same amount of likes, same amount of comments. It's really intrigued people. They're like, what the heck? Like, are these bots that just come in and do this? I'm like, no, they want that mob, bro.
They want the mobs, right?
It's actually just a reward system. So, which Raider has. I mean, you can preload the token or some ETH on Raider, and actually give a small reward for people that are out doing those raids. But this is just a completely different level, man. And people are just blown away. They're like, what the heck? This is crazy.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's cool. That's good to hear. Battle them up. Tap it. Get your mob. I look at Jerry. Jerry's got a Yoda. Is that baby Yoda? I like it. Thank you. There you go, my crypto adventures. Like, subscribe, and share. Push it out to everybody. Love it. Thank you. One more battle. One more battle. Run it back.
One time.
Run it back. And let's see. We'll get what is this? No. There we go. We'll just do this. Run it back. All right.
I'm on pins and needles for the next 6 months, Ray.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I think I've positioned. We've never really had to worry about position, right? Because when one moves, they all move. It's been that saying, when the tide rises, all boats rise with it, which is going to be true. But now there's that separation where, man, like, ETH could really outpace Bitcoin the way Bitcoin's really outpaced ETH for the last 8 months, So,
yep.
I'm anxious. I'm losing sleep. I'm ready. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna be face melting.
I believe so. And there's a lot of people who've been building, and there's some new ones coming on the scene, right? You find one of those gems, bro. That's where it's crazy, right?
I mean, even NFT season is going to be ramping back up. It's going to be crazy. The Moonbirds, I exited out. I told you I made my move. I made profits. I was happy. I'm still happy. But dude, I should have bought back in because they had a big space today with OpenSea, partnerships aligning, and Moonbirds are pumping again. So it's going to be crazy.
Go ahead. Apex said something about Moonbirds. What's going on?
They had a space with OpenSea today. So Moonbirds has a token drop coming.
Yeah.
So they're predicting Moonbirds came out at a very, very expensive mint price. I think mint price, they're just now back up the mint price, which was like 2 ETH.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, they had that tear. They ran all the way to 40 ETH. And that doesn't, just because they're doing a token drop does not mean they're going back to 40 ETH.
Right.
But they've got a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement. And Spencer, the one that bought Moonbirds, actually has a very, very, very close relationship with Luca Net. So he actually makes the Pudgy playing cards for Luca, for the Pudgy ecosystem. So he has a very, very good relationship with Luca. So a lot of people are having that vibe, it's like Pudgy 2.0. So
right.
We'll have to see. I'm not in it. I'm probably not going to get back in it. I made my play. I made money. So I've learned my lesson. Like, if you ever make money on something, you're done with it. Like, don't ever chase it, and try to make more. Don't get greedy. And if you've ever lost money on something, don't go back into it trying to make up your losses. Just be done.
Yep.
play smart.
All good good advice. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't
But
know.
I have a feeling I will look back and I will cry about this. Like, oh my gosh, I had so much that I hold on to them. But it's all good. There's going to be so many other plays.
What are they? They're over 2 ETH, yeah?
Yeah, I think they're 2.5 ETH right now.
Yeah. That's crazy. Just a couple of months ago before they got, sold by the Bored Apes, they weren't that much. No, crazy. Not bad if you know that kind of stuff, everybody. Right? That's the good stuff you want to know.
I've got my little pudgies. I'm hanging on my little pudgies. I've got my rods. Rods are saying that they're going to kick in again, be another multiplier for pudgies and little pudgies. So they're getting a big bullish push on them. So that's my NFT game right now. Other than, of course, I'm still holding my bees. I'm bullish on my bees and my monsters and
Yep.
everything else in our ecosystem. So.
Yeah, 1000%, man. Love it. Yeah, I'm sticking more in the crypto. I haven't really messed too much in the NFTs, man.
I think it's going to be the same blue chips that we've always seen that are just going to continue to make that statement over there. So
yeah, I found a new DeFi area that I'm learning before I dive in, but it's seems very nice. We'll see if this holds. I'm going to be messing around over there for a bit. I'm going to be farming. You love farming. We love farming, man.
Everybody loves farming.
Farming's wonderful. So let me get a job. Time for a job. All right. There we go. Profile. There it is.
No wallet yet, still the engine runs. No friction,
Copy link.
just strategic fun. A click ain't random, a quote ain't light. We raid with the purpose.
All right.
They chasing likes, we shaping fate. Every emotion,
Close.
real estate. We're not just scrolling, we're moving the dial from
JOB.
tokenized style. Bolts in the vault, I'm locking the plan.
New job.
One tap turns a voice to a brand. This ain't just game, this culture's a force. It modifies the network, setting the core.
There we go. Paste. I don't know. What are we at? We can do definitely 30, 32, 34.
I think so. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. 33, 24, 33. Add mob. 3938038. There we go. Job's up. Get to work. Oh, you don't have the thing up.
Yeah, you'll pull me back up. I'm closed out on.
Okay, my bad.
No more random.
Job. Everybody do the job. Got a job out there.
Did it load?
Huh. Hold on. Oh. Well, it didn't do it. Hold on, everybody. How do you go back to? I got to go to mobs. No, not mobs. So yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I got it. Pay now. All right.
Here you go. It's pay now button. Let's go.
My fault, everybody. Weekend. It's the weekend. Here, Jeff. All right. We're going on. Mhm. Yeah. There we go. Right on.
I'm ready for the bull of all bulls.
Boulevard Bully.
This is how crazy it's going to be, Rick.
Yeah. That's it. Look at the lips. It's gonna be so delicious. Delicious. Yep. I agree. Yes, war on poverty. War on poverty. Lord Pac-Man.
I'm going to break it.
There's FOMO. He's sleeping in money.
This is what FOMO Head does on Monday nights. If you wonder, he just lays around and not that's not real money. It's monopoly money. He just pretends. He lays around and pretends.
Look at Apex. He said Volt management is key. And then he goes, Raider is garbage. Mob is the only way.
It is nice. And that's the plus of, like, Raider, you get what they give you. Mob, you can actually go into one channel, battle, do jobs, and then pick your reward, which is it's amazing, right? Like, you don't have to just take what you're given. You have the choice and the freedom to claim your rewards, or to claim your position in pools. It's just very awesome.
Oh, look at that guy.
Look at
What are you
that.
talking about? Jason. Way to go. Good, buddy. Yes. I think more teams got to stand. GM Diamonds. But yeah, no, that's crazy. Mob. Right on, everybody. We're good. We'll see. There it is. We were tapping. Got us some mob cash. Now, the treasury was filled. Treasury filled. And we did big jobs. Big jobs. Good stuff. Let's bear with me here. Yeah, no, I think August is going to be pretty good, man. They said it's a good kickoff for alt season.
This is a good kickoff.
Crypto Buffy beat Mob is the way. It is Crypto Buffy beat. Mob is the way. Not even on the same playing field or comparable in terms of reward system. 1,000%. The world with Mob. I agree. A mobbing world. And we're going to be living in it. We're going to be living in that mobbing world, bro. Good stuff. Mob. There we go. Got green. Got green. Oh. Crazy.
I think we need to get Mob ready for abstract chain.
Oh, yeah?
In a request, we have a token that's going on a tear. I think it may be ready. I think it may be ready soon to be the first token on MOBFI.
That's what I'm talking about.
If it keeps increasing at the rate it's been going, it may happen very soon.
And what?
I said it may happen very soon.
I love it. I'm here for it. Let's see. Job's almost there. Almost there, everybody.
One more like. One more little likey.
Great job. Great job.
Kaboom.
And I think that's it. I think we did it. Give me sugar. Lead the way. Battle up. Get your mom. There we go, everybody. Congrats. 130K.
1.3 bucks. That's the way I look at everything now. It's just like ETH or Solana or Bitcoin. Like, everybody's like, oh, I got 130 mobs doing that job. 130,000. 1.3 volts to me. Like,
1.3
my mind is already in that zone. You know, it's like, this is the currency, and this is how much currency I'm getting from this. It's 1.3.
It is. It's the currency of the MOBFI. Yes.
Yes, this is the currency.
Hey, everybody, if you need a link, in the description is a wonderful link that'll take you to this wonderful game. And you can just earn crypto. I just hanging out with us, doing battles, watching the show, doing jobs. It's a beautiful thing.
And here's what I'm talking about, right? Up top, you can see that I get to claim that mob just doing that job, right? I'm gonna go claim it.
Yep.
I'm gonna put it in my portfolio up here. You're gonna see I got 2.1 million mob. But this is what I care about, is boosting these channels. So boost the Web3 Wise guys. I'll put this boost in here. I'm gonna get Bolt. That Bolt's one. I want those Bolts. Those Bolts are currency.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful thing. Bolts, they got all kinds of stuff in there. You got Bitcoin, and he'll show you. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, Cardano, XRP, all kinds of stuff. Pro. A wonderful place.
And where else can you go and get cash back? Look at this. Make it rain. There's your rewards. There's your cash back rewards raining down on you.
That's right. Make it rain. Boost. Look at that. That's showing love. That's showing love. You get more. You get more mob cash. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about.
Here's look at this. Over $15 million up for grabs.
15 million.
Yeah. This is
Just
why
there.
you want bolts.
Waiting for you to go get your team and go get it. You got to get your team. You got to get your crew. Do your thing. Do your mob.
Look at that. $3.8 million worth of Bitcoin. On MOBFI. Go tap,
Yeah.
get mob, you turn your mob into bolts, you take your bolts, and you come claim your position in the pool. It's amazing,
Yeah.
man. Shows you how many spots remain.
Oh no, I think he's talking about this. You've seen this. There will be no token launched by Bob on Abstract. There is no token. No one should. Yes, gotcha. Crush the daily tasks. Boost channels to get your bolts. MOBFI, 1000%. Like and subscribe. Again, join the mob. Battle buddies every morning, 6-ish. Battling together as friends. Earn together, and double it up when you do it with friends. Excellent. Says job coming in the mob. Job coming in the mob. Yes, right on. So I got as we end the show, there'll be a job in the mob. Pay attention, lock in, get you some more mob cash. Love it. Right on. Let me bring it down. Hold on. What was that? Bolts. Robin, thank you, Robin, for joining us. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Let me bring this down. Right on. Good stuff. And yeah, pay attention to the channels because they doing jobs all the time, battling all the time, and you got to get your mob. Mob gets you these tokens right here. You probably heard of them. They're all blue chips. But all good, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Monster Monday. Yeah, and we'll see you Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday Eve. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button if you haven't, and have a good one, man. We shall see you. Yeah.
Peace.
Peace. Later, bro.
I spawned from the trenches, lurking in threads. Timeline tied full of talking cabal heads. Found one job, watched the algo spark. One quote, tweet mob, crushed it out of the park. No borrow hype, just a digital grid. Turn dopamine pings to a proof of commit. Respect isn't noise, it's a hidden key. Paid mine in silence, now the gate swings free. Bolts loaded, vision encoded. Every meme dropped, the narratives bolted. Top slide hitter on the daily scroll. Mob chants loud while the numbers roll. Click code cash, that's my decree. Rate rise, rinse, mob's economy. Tweets ignite, charts obey the plan. Tap once, feel the flash, chain command. Click code cash.